The Tennessee Titans beat the living snot out of the Jacksonville Jaguars. And if you guys are excited about it, I want you to go ahead and like this video right now. Let's try to get to 50 likes on this video, because if you're excited that Tennessee's 3-2 and they just beat the Jags, I've said it 3 times now, like the video. Coming out here at today's show is going to be the Tennessee Titans' 5 biggest winners and the 5 biggest losers after their 37-19 win over the Jags. But I wouldn't be able to do today's show if it wasn't for our awesome sponsor, Manscaped. If anybody out there is trying to find the best male grooming products out there, you guys can go ahead and save 20% off and get free shipping by going to manscaped.com/chat. All right, y'all, so this game right here, you got 37-19. Urban Meyer was blah, blah, blah the entire week. And you know what Tennessee did? They said, hey, we got this guy named Derrick Henry. He's pretty freaking good. Ran all over him. Also, major shout out to Marcus Johnson leading the team. 3 catches, 52 yards. Trevor Lawrence couldn't do really anything. James Robinson, now he had himself a pretty solid game. But realistically, this one was never in doubt, literally from the very first defensive touchdown. Now, if you guys are diehard Titans fans, and I get it, right? I mean, you're 3-2, and sometimes, if I'm being 100% honest, I was expecting this team to play a little bit better and not lose to the New York Jets. But there's going to be ups, there's going to be downs, and no matter what, we're going to keep you guys updated the entire season. So whether you're looking for news, whether you're looking for rumors, more analysis, hit that subscribe button. That way you guys never miss a thing. So the first thing coming up now is we're going to get into the 5 biggest winners up against Jacksonville. The numbers that you're see next to these guys is how I ended up ranking them. So 5 is a winner, but number 1 is the biggest winner. So Kevin Byard here. Free safety. He had 10 tackles, 2 pass breakups, and then the touchdown. Obviously, the touchdown is what you're looking for, is a pretty good fumble recovery, but that really set the tone. But it wasn't only that. I was actually very impressed the way him and the entire secondary went up against Jacksonville. If it wasn't for the secondary, they might have given up a few more points because the running game for the Jags was actually running pretty well. Let's go to number 4 here, Janoris the Jackrabbit Jenkins. And a lot of people, if you're just hunting box scores, you're not really going to be able to fully appreciate what this guy did. The reason why he had only 3 tackles, because they didn't throw at him. Not only they didn't throw at him when they did, you weren't completing anything. He did a great job locking down whoever the hell he was covering this past week. So Janoris Jenkins was a clear winner. Let's go to number 3, David Quessenberry. And a lot of times the concentration this entire year has been on the lack thereof pass blocking, lack thereof run blocking by Tennessee, whether it's been Taylor Lewan, who also I thought had himself a phenomenal game, but Quessenberry here, an 89.8 PFF grade, but he was also especially good in the running game. I know we talk a lot about Derrick Henry on this channel, as you should. He's the best running back in football, but this offensive line deserves a lot of credit for the effort that they put forward, especially David. Number 2, the rookie Elijah Molden. Now, he didn't get as many snaps as some of these other players, and the reason why I have him up here a little bit higher is kind of the same reason with the Jackrabbit. Only 3 tackles, but he was flying all over the football field, and Molden was one of these players that I really liked out of Washington. I was like, he could play in the nickel. I thought he could play outside corner. He could also play safety. Wherever he was on the field, he was making an impact, and if you're looking for a guy who can make that impact, you got to be feeling really positive. The biggest winner, maybe not too much of a big surprise here, it's Derrick Henry, who literally laid his ball sack right on this Jags defense. Shout out again to Manscaped. 29 carries, 130 yards, and 3 touchdowns. I can't even imagine what it would be like trying to tackle this guy, but I can't imagine it would be any fun whatsoever. So Derrick Henry was my biggest winner in this 37-19 rout. But what does Chat Sports do? We are an interactive YouTube channel. So what I want you to do is go down in the comments section. If there's a player that I missed, hey, let me know. I also thought Landry had a hell of a game on the defensive side of the football. Who was the Titans' biggest winner up against the Jags? Now, if you're trying to be a winner, maybe with your girlfriend, or who knows, maybe you're a single guy. I've definitely been there before. What I want you to do is go to manscaped.com/chat, because you're going to get 20% off and free shipping on the Lawnmower 4.0, on the Perfect Package. All I'm going to tell you is this. Look down below. If it looks like an absolute nightmare down there, if it looks like Freddy Cougar went down there with a razor and just chopped you all up, Maybe there's a bigger reason why you're single. All I'm saying is the male grooming products here at Manscaped are awesome. Their slogan is your balls will thank you, and maybe if you're lucky, somebody else will thank you too. Go to manscaped.com/chat. That code is going to be available for y'all in the description. It's going to be available for y'all in the comments. I promise you're going to absolutely love the products over at Manscaped. All right, it's time now to go to the 5 biggest losers. And I'm going to be a little bit stingy here because obviously if you win in a blowout, it's hard to kind of find some losers. I'm going to throw in Anthony Firkser here simply because he had 3 catches and he had 33 yards. He's clearly the number one option in the passing game. But I think the most important thing for a tight end in this offense is to be able to block, and he is by far the worst blocker. Also, his snap totals keep coming down and down. He had less snaps, I believe, than Jeff Swain and another name who's escaping me, Pruitt, who ended up having a touchdown. Let's go to number 4, Denico Autry. Autry was one of those dudes who this preseason I thought played really, really well, and he's been okay. He had only 1 tackle in this game, and I just don't really think he made much of an impact. So Autry, he's a loser. Let's go to number 3 here, Josh Reynolds. You're really hoping that somebody can step up the fact that Julio Jones is injured. I would have put money on Reynolds. This is a kid, when he was first coming out of Texas A&M, I liked him. And then he was with the Rams. I was like, all right, he's a pretty good receiver there. He just couldn't get open yesterday, and it was one of the bigger issues of the week prior to that as well, when Jeremy McNichols got all these targets. If Josh Reynolds can't get open, it makes Ryan Tannehill's life really difficult, especially if Julio's out. Let's go to Dane Cruikshank here. Another player where he was okay at times. You're going to look at some of these numbers and you're like, all right, well, he had 7 tackles, so why is he a loser? He's a loser because he was giving up passes after literally I believe he was targeted 7 times and gave up 7 completions. Sorry, that ain't going to go ahead and get it done. Let's go to number 1 here on the list, the biggest loser. It was Rashaan Evans. And he's going to get her all around the football field. He's going to get tackles here and there. But you see a lot of teams are starting to pick on Evans if they need to go ahead and pick up a 3rd down. They need to go ahead and get a conversion. He just can't cover anyone. Again, another player who I believe was targeted, I think, 4 times, gave up 4 catches. He had by far the worst PFF grade of the week for the Titans. He was my biggest loser. But what do you guys think here? Let me know. Who was the Titans' biggest loser in this game? I'm sure you guys could go with some different directions. Obviously, we want interaction, which is the biggest thing here. So if you could, let me know who is the Titans' biggest loser up against the Jags. Titans winners and losers up against the Jacksonville Jaguars in NFL Week 5. Mitchell Renz from Chat Sports ready to take you through my 5 biggest winners, the 5 biggest losers. So obviously Ryan Tannehill, 14 to 22, 97 yards. He did have a touchdown. Derrick Henry was an absolute beast like he always is with 130 yards, 3 touchdowns. The Jags, they really couldn't get anything going through the air. Now James Robinson did have some success on the ground, but that was really the only thing they had going for him. My 5 biggest winners here for the Titans, it's led by King Henry. Shout out to Elijah Molden, David, Janoris, the Jackrabbit, and then Kevin Byard. And then my 5 biggest losers. I'm going to be a little bit more critical here simply because I was hoping more from Josh Reynolds, hoping more from Evans, Cruikshank as well, Autry, and then Firkser. At the end of the day, though, this Titans team I did think played pretty dang well. So what do you guys think here? Let's go back to school. I want you to grade the Titans' performance up against the Jacksonville Jaguars, A, B, C, D, or F. A, they were great. B is good. C is average. D is bad. F is failing. I'm going to go ahead and give this team a B-plus grade, coming off a very bad loss to the Jets. Sure, the Jags are not a good team, but anytime you're playing a division rival, you need to go ahead and show up, and they did. Give me a B-plus for the Titans.